What up, Mike? How you doing, brother? Assalamu alaikum. Have y'all been paying attention, man, how the freeways are empty? Hey, bro, I was riding around the city today. It's empty, man. I'm talking about literally it's just empty. Hold up. All right, here we go. Did y'all guys see that when the FBI went and got that dude was handing out them fake masks? The masks, the invisible masks, they see how they took his ass to jail. He probably was just a delivery boy. They came and got his ass. Everybody was out there doing them rides. You know, the protesters went to jail. They're done. And then the Homeland Security, the federal prosecutor said that if you get caught doing any type of crime, like I don't care if you steal a burger or anything like that over there, they're gonna send you to jail and they're gonna charge you with the Hobbs Act. Yeah, ain't nobody out here, bro. Hey, Mike, it's empty, bro. Your sister stay on Lincoln and Centinela. She can't stay on Lincoln and Centinela. Lincoln and Centinela run the same way, bro. You know that's my area. So she probably stay on Centinela, probably in Sepulveda, in that area somewhere. Yeah, ain't nobody out here, bro. You know, you go out there, man. I went to a couple spots today, man, to get some material and stuff like that, bro. They're not playing no games, man. Last night I was on Manchester and Prairie by the Forum. They was out there deep. I couldn't even get through, man. I had to turn around and go the other way and go all the way around. Yeah, Marine Del Rey is close to there. It's right down the street, bro. You know, on Lincoln and Centinela. But Lincoln and Centinela run the same way, so it has to be Lincoln and Sepulveda or Lincoln and it ain't Sepulveda, bro. I mean, it's not Centinela, because Centinela cuts off at Sepulveda. It cuts off at Sepulveda, then it wraps back around and going back towards Inglewood. But Lincoln is way up the street more. I'm gonna go to 600 next fight, man. You gonna make sure you win that fight. What you guys got going on? Nothing. You guys just living. I see some people up in here, man. They're just sitting there, just hiding in the background. That ain't nothing new, bro. Israel always on some BS, man, attacking the brothers out there and hitting our shari. What's going on with you people, man? What you guys doing? Y'all ain't out here enjoying the world. Y'all guys don't do nothing. You guys get out. You guys go to the beach. Or you guys go out. What you guys do? You guys working out? What are you guys doing? You guys ain't doing nothing? A lot of people playing volleyball over there. Yesterday when I moved out here, my phone died and it was like a pride run. I was gonna show you guys. It was like a lot of people right here, you know, about right here. They came right here, and it was just like a pride like type thing. I forgot it's some type of pride, man. I don't know why people out there, you know, doing what they're doing. The real Mike Lowry. How's he a rap, bro? He good because he be trolling? Hey, Frank, you sure be talking a lot of shit, man. I be reading your comments, bro. You be talking a lot of shit, man. Matter of fact, where you from, bro? Where you out? Where you up out of? Huh? How's 600 a rap, bro? Come on, man. You have proof about that, or you just trolling? I guess you just trolling, bro. You know, one thing, man, is about life, bro. What you guys fail to realize is, man, you know, you guys' perception really don't mean anything to a lot of people. Guys say this and guys say that on the internet, and they just run with it. You said he was a rat, Frank. Tell me why he's a rat, though. If you say he can't fight, you know, I'm not gonna say nothing about that, bro. You say he can't fight, but I want to know why you say he's a rat. You stand on business, right? You stand on business. You know that's that y'all term out here. You guys stand on business, right? No. What's going on? No. You tell us what's going on. $600 can't fight. Vicky will put him to bed. Okay. I don't know why that flag is half stabbed. What's up, low key? How you doing, brother? Assalamu alaikum. Hey Frank, where you from, bro? You from California, or are you from out of town somewhere?
You said you came one way or the other, man.
No, I'm at no party, bro. I don't do it. I know. It ain't got nothing to do with my family. I don't go to parties, bro.
This nigga's paying for the rest of his life.
North Carolina. What's up, no? North Carolina. Where you guys from, man? You guys from California? The real Mike Lowry. You from California too? Who else up in here? Oh, you from Colorado? So, hey Frank, you from Colorado? So, what's up, brother? I'll keep you. Hey, you from Colorado, right, Frank? How's 600 a rap, bro? Do you know 600? No, you don't know 600. You know 600 to be on YouTube or on Instagram, sitting there talking shit, trolling. You can't say he told on Big U because I got all Big U paperwork. How did he tell on Big U, bro? I have the paperwork. I have all the documents on Big U case, bro. So how did he tell? What did he tell on? Tell me specifically what he told on, bro. You're not gonna be able to answer that, bro. Do you have the paperwork, Frank? Big Frank from Colorado? I don't know why they claim 60s, brother. To be totally honest with you, bro, that's a doubt. You know, when I left in 1991, it was never like that, bro. So I don't know why outsiders claim 60s. You know, I guess you had some brothers, man, that's from the section. They moved to certain states. I know some brothers moved to Colorado, some brothers moved to Florida, Some brothers moved to St. Louis, and I guess they was out there claiming the 60s. You know, they still was claiming 60s. So I guess that's just what it is because some dudes, um, you know, Minnesota. When I used to go to Minnesota, dudes out there started claiming 60s in Minnesota. So that's just what I think that is, man. But a lot of outsiders, man, they speak on the LA politics and they don't know nothing about the LA politics, man. And they be thinking they just be tapping in with certain dudes, but you gotta know, man, that section over there, bro, is so huge that they can be talking to certain dudes and they might be talking to a dude that it's not even a joint over there.
Did you live 10 minutes?
What's up, Calvin? Like I said, bro, I have no knowledge about the brothers outside the state that's claiming that section over there, man. I only have the insight that over here, you know, in this over here in Los Angeles. I know about that history, but you got to understand, man. A lot of brothers come and go, you know, claiming that section over there, you know, because you know they just grow up out of that, man. They move into a different space, and I think that a lot of individuals, man, you know, it's just like a 5-10 year type span, and then you move away from that. You know, you got some guys that's still over there that's dinosaurs, and I think that, you know, it's something mentally wrong with them, man, because they don't know nothing else. Hey Frank, do you know Big U? What's up, Raheem? Assalamu alaikum. You know, it's a trip, man, on how people think that they know people. How you know Big U the real one? Do you know him? How do dudes know 600 Rat? Do you know him? How do dudes know these? If dudes don't know nobody, how can you speak on them people? What's up, little T-Dog? You got locked up in 91. You got locked up with me. You did 91. You did 6 years. Ain't been back. That's a good thing, bro. You did yourself a beautiful thing. You did yourself a justice not going back over there, bro. You know, if you go back over there, yeah, I still holler at the brothers too. No, yeah, I'm in Los Angeles. I talk to some of the brothers like that, man, but you know, I don't go, you know, to no functions, no funerals, or nothing like that. I'm still tapped in with some of the brothers, man. They call me and they talk to me. You know, they just talk about certain things, man. And, you know, certain brothers still trying to find their way, brother, even if they 40, 50, 60 years old. They're still trying to find their way, bro. And, you know, that's a sad thing. But you can't turn your back on certain individuals. You just can give them some type of insight, you know, to move forward. Can't turn your back on them, you know, because you come from that. Even though brothers be having they move into a different space and their conscious level be different now, you still was a part of that particular type of community, and you was a predator and you was a prey to that community. So you got to do something. You have to say something about something. You got to help something in somewhere, even if it's in your own community that you're in right now. I have like these youngsters, man. It's like 20 of them. They little hard heads, and I say about 10 of them that I have reached already. Out of curiosity, would you happen to know anyone with the last name Islands? No, brother, I don't know nobody by that name, brother. Yeah, like I was saying, I have like 20 little youngsters, and I got like 10 blacks, a few Hispanics, a couple of Asians, a couple of white boys. You at the protest. Look at my gear. What protest you at, bro? You downtown LA? They still doing that downtown? Yeah, brother. The 80s and the 90s, brother. That was a different type of animal, man. That was a different animal. You always had to look behind your back, bro. You couldn't even leave. I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. If you was a real member, bro, a 9mm was a part of your attire, bro, every day. You always had to look over your shoulders, bro. You couldn't even walk down the street without looking over your shoulders. You couldn't get caught in certain areas, bro. It was that bad back then. You know, right now it's not that bad, which, you know, alhamdulillah for that. You know, a lot of brothers, man, it's like brothers was getting killed daily back there. You know, I'm talking about daily, man, back then. I'm talking about from all type of sections. Doesn't matter, you was Crip, Blood, Hispanic, whatever. You was getting laid. Some dudes was getting laid down on a daily basis. I grew up in the hood. I feel like a lot of you guys got locked up in the hood, went down all the Jews for one time. Nah, bro, I don't miss that old life, bro.
It was like, yeah, it was good. But like on Monday.
I don't miss that life at all, brother. To be honest with you, man, I had to go through what I had to go through to be the man I am today. But I don't miss that shit, bro. If I had a chance to do it over with, bro, I'd have been doing something else, bro. You know, and you got to understand, man, at that particular time when we was out there like that in the 80s and 90s, man, we was out there getting to the bag. I'm talking about we was getting to some serious money. And what we was doing, we wasn't paying attention. We were so young, we wasn't paying attention to do with the money, you know. Even though, you know, I bought a couple of houses before I went to jail, one in Texas and one out here, but it's still though, you know, we would have been all the way up if we would have understood the economics of the dynamics of the seriousness of getting to the bag. Because, bro, you know, back then, you know, we was touching $300K of like a day sometimes.
And then there were other.
Man, 600 on them, bro. I've been standing in the marina since I got out the penitentiary, bro. I don't know what that brother talking about, man. I've been out there, bro. And anybody that's from that section, they know that. So whatever Deuce is talking about, man, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't even know that brother, bro. I've been staying out there, bro. How he gonna give me a place? That's crazy. Yeah, so that's what I say, man. A lot of brothers, they speak on things they have no knowledge about, bro. I was gonna do it this morning, man, but me and him missed each other. I was in a meeting this morning, so I couldn't talk to him. He probably called later on tonight. I'll call early in the morning. I'm gonna drop it tomorrow. Or drop it later on. It's part 4. Yeah, we could have been millionaires, bro. Even though we doing okay, but we could have been millionaires, bro, if we would have did the right thing with our money. Because you got to understand, look, apartment buildings about that time was only like 100,000 just for apartment building, and right now they're like a 1 million and something and some change or something like that. So we dropped the ball in that aspect, bro. Hey, what? I'm gonna tell Adisa, man. Was Adisa on my team when we was in Calipat? Oh, man. Oh, my God. You used to ball me up? Come on, man. You know we used to put people off the court. Me, Adisa, and the brothers, we used to put y'all off the court. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, hey, T-Dog, yeah, brother, back then, that stuff we could have made. I'm telling you, bro, I'm telling you, we was stupid, bro. Did I have a Jerry curl in the 80s? I didn't really have no Jerry curl. I had hair, though. I don't have hair now, but I had hair in the 80s. You know, I had hair. I don't think I had no, nah, hell no, I didn't have no Jerry curl. I was a nappy head little boy back then. I ain't had no dang Jerry curl. Yeah, Easy E days. In the 80s, Cindy. I had an S curl. I don't know, man. I don't know. I probably did one time in my life. I don't know. I don't think so. Well, I have to take my mask off. You gotta go do is look at my page. Anyway, yeah, I knew He-Man, brother. Yeah, I knew He-Man. You know I knew He-Man. Come on, bro. Come on, Tito. You know I knew that, brother. I had an S curl, huh? Nah, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't remember. Did I snitch? Who was that? Certified Drill. You know everybody knew He-Man, man. You know He-Man thought he owned it, Brian Hurst, bro. You know that, right? He-Man he thought he ran that. Even though he wasn't from the section, he thought he ran that. Nah, them riots don't concern me, bro. I ain't got no fighting the dog in them riots out there, bro. That don't concern me, bro. You know, whatever's going on out there, you know, one thing I understand is that, yeah, I know Space Ghost. One thing I understand, brother, about them riots out there, man, that don't concern us, man, because when they did us like that in the 80s and 90s, and nobody helped us, bro, you know. And then when we be out here on these workforce, man, when you on this workforce, man, they be telling on us like crazy, man, trying to get us out of position and all type of stuff. A babe from family? Nah, brother, I ain't have no run-ins with no families, bro. I don't think I had no run-ins with no families. Families wasn't even on our radar like that, bro. Not us. We were too busy focused on the gangsters. We probably ran into a couple of families, but they wasn't no enemies like that to me, you know. I have a book coming out, bro. I have a documentary coming out. Do you know my homie from Denver, though? Grimlock? What is that, bro? Sadiq, what is that? What are you talking about, Sadiq? The van, though? I probably do. I don't know. He died in '93, man. I don't know, bro. You know, I was locked up at that time, man. I don't know, bro, but I don't know. He was from Denver Lane. He was over there off the Vermont side. Oh, bro, I don't eat chitlins, bro. Shut up. Oh, man, you still good. What's your fitness routine, right? Like right now, man, I just did 3 miles and I took a rest, but I do like, in the morning time, I do like, if I'm doing like push-ups, calisthenics, or I go to the gym and I do like weights. I don't lift heavy weights no more. I do like weights routine. I just do fitness, man. I try to go 2 a days. Hey, sincere, man. I don't eat chilies, bro. Subhanallah. 109, but really athletes like 120. Okay, no way. I still get stronger. Nah, man. 600 never granted to King Pill, bro. That was a lie. You can lose 100 pounds easy, bro. Just cut back on carbs. If you're doing any type of cardio, cut back on carbs and sugar, brother. That stuff will fall off you, man. Drink a lot of water. My max was, I think it was like 300. That was it, bro. Hey, Frank, do you believe everything you hear on the internet, bro? Hey, man, Space Ghost was a beast, bro. Space Ghost stayed on 11th Avenue over there around the corner from me in our section. And Space Ghost, man, Space Ghost was one of them dudes, man, you didn't want to bother with Space Ghost. Space Ghost knocked your whole face off. Yeah, you're gonna hear from Lil Bro most likely tomorrow. I don't go to hood days, bro. Him and one first, bro. Once again, bro, I stepped away from that stuff, brother, 30-something years ago, bro. 1995, bro. I don't do hood days, bro. There was no hood days when I was growing up, bro. I don't do that stuff, bro. I don't glorify that stuff. I'm not shackled behind them politics, man. I don't care about none of that stuff. I really don't care who be telling, to be honest with you, man, because that's just a part of life. That's what dudes do nowadays. So it really doesn't bother me because I don't do nothing illegal, so I don't really care. That's what it is, man. We gotta help the youngsters, man. Yeah, you can ask some questions, Sadiq. Yeah, they just be talking to be heard, cute ball. They just be talking, alhamdulillah. 600 would never go. Frank, what are you talking about? Look here, bro. Don't nobody care about no hood days, man. You know what hood days is, bro? Hood days is a operation for the government or the police. Long Beach, all right. For the government or the police for a photo out to identify everybody that's a member over there, bro. Come on now. When you join Jamaat and stump with lions, do you teach the 52 block to the brother? No, brother, I'm in our Shari. We teach that in our Shari, brother. We teach this original Islam. Lil Feet, that's my brother, man. That's the brother, man. Alhamdulillah, that's the brother, man. I know the brother real well, man. A lot of people don't know about Lil Feet, man, because they haven't seen him in so many years. Lil Feet is so articulate now and so grown up right now. It's unbelievable. You wouldn't even believe that he used to be from over there if you heard him speak. And my guys know how to install granite countertops. I don't do none of that stuff. I'm the boss. I don't do nothing. He said, "You must, hey Frank, you hate 600, huh? You must be in love with 600. That's what it is, bro. I think you in love with 600, bro." Good day. Dead. If you don't know who's from your set, yeah. Man, that hood day, man, that's a dangerous day, man. I think it's cool, man, because it's called elevation. Like them dudes start doing stuff from shit that we didn't used to do, man. It's like dudes do stuff that I see right now we would have never did, So it's like it's just different now, and you can't knock them youngsters, man, because they trying to find their way. And if they trying to find their way, bro, it has to be, like older dudes that's still around there. They got to help them brothers find their way. came up on 11th Avenue in 67, yeah, 1978. Lil T-Dog. Yeah, back in my day, hood day was every day. These are cool, brother. I talk to him every morning, Aki. I became a Muslim in 1995. Islam. Did your generation start the Hoover War? Nah, bro. We didn't start no war with the Hoover. We was fighting with the gangsters, man. You know, Hoovers was allies with the gangsters, so they probably get in here and there, but we really didn't have no problems with the movers like that. Every now and then we did. When they killed Casper, we really had a problem with them. But other than that, we really didn't have no problem with no Hoovers. We didn't really have a problem with nobody, man, but the gangsters, because, you know, the 60s was surrounded by... yeah. The 60s was surrounded by the gangsters, the VNGs, the Inglewood families, and that's just it. Yeah, the gangsters, the Inglewood families, and the VNGs. Yeah, I know Big Cat. Who don't know him? I don't know about that, bro. You know, like I said, bro, you know, I don't know nothing about hood days, bro. I know that when I was out on the streets and I was a part of that section over there, bro, we didn't have that. We had like meetings, we had picnics, and we had stuff like that, but we didn't have no hood days. We didn't have none of that. Yeah, he got that low. Yeah, he did. He bought that right there. Right, yeah, he did. Yeah, I know Cartoon. I know Cartoon too. I watch his content. I know Cartoon. I don't know, bro. You know, the blacks, man, they don't even see the opportunity. That's the problem, bro. It's like, this is my thing, man. It's like, this is my thing, bro. It's like, if you can go to the penitentiary and get along with all your enemies, you can come to the street and unite. You know what I'm saying? Because when we were in that penitentiary, bro, all we have is each other. The blacks.
The next day I'm gonna come out. Yeah, I'm gonna do a straight drop shot.
Okay, but see you later.
Which devil you talking about? Are you in touch with devil? What devil you talking about, man? I think the blacks need to unite on a different front, man, because if they can just see what I see right now, what's going on right now, they can corner the market on everything. Didn't have hood day. I don't know. Elijah King, I don't know. So, you know, if they can see it, bro, you know, everybody can't see the, you know, certain things, bro, but I see it, bro. You know, you can see right now, if you see right now, if you go like inside the hoods, or you go, if you go out right now, bro, it's empty. It's like empty. Everybody's hiding right now. It's like nowhere to be found right now, bro. It's crazy. I ain't never seen that. Yeah, I talked to Kenny this morning, man. Ace Rat. Oh, Pierre. Yeah, Pierre. Yeah, bro. I talked to Pierre about like 2-3 months ago. Unfortunately, man, that man, it's unfortunate, man, how they got that brother, man. That brother went down, man. You know, he was trying to be a law enforcement, and they ran his DNA, man, and they got him on a cold case, bro. Eddie Spaghetti. Boski. Majority of these hoods don't hang outside, walk no more in stores front. No, these dudes don't do that no more, bro. Yeah, Devil's a good dude, bro. Maybe, yeah, they don't do nothing. They don't no park, no. It's gentrification is real, man. I don't see how they don't see it, bro. I don't see it, man. I did a house over there in Harlem Hood, bro, and this white couple came up in there, bro. We didn't even demo the walls or nothing yet, man. They just came in there and just bought it. And then like a month later, man, it's like you just seen a bunch of white people walking their dogs. You see some Asians walking their dogs. It's just gentrification everywhere, even where I live at, you know, because I live close to Venice Beach. It's like there, the Venezuelans Lions don't have a dog in the fight over there no more, bro. You know, they didn't took that place over. Like the whites, the Asians, the black. It's real diverse. So it's like, I give it like 10 more years from now, you're gonna see dudes that's claiming hoods. You're gonna see white boys claiming 60s. You're gonna see Hispanics claiming Hoover. You're gonna see all these different dudes. It's gonna be like the Rainbow Coalition. Watch, man. You're gonna see this stuff is gonna be crazy. You're gonna have nerds. You know, it's gonna be different. And you guys gotta pay attention that with this Olympics coming, and them brothers out there, they trying to be, you know, they trying to be thugs and all like. They're gonna try to get rid of them brothers, man. They're gonna try to get rid of them. Watch. Y'all better pay. That's how they did us in the 1984 Olympics. They started putting us all in jail. Cimarron HD. Hey, Cimarron, you be talking a lot of shit, bro. Good citizen meter. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, I was on the streets when Lil Mump got killed, bro. You know what? You know what amazed me, bro? A lot of people don't talk about Lil Mump, man. And even I see these interviews, even on a lot of Kev Mac interviews, a lot of brothers don't talk a lot about Lil Mump. And I be like, man, how do you not talk about the history of the 60s and not mention Lil Mump, bro? That's crazy. Yeah, if they paid attention, bro. I don't remember you, bro. I'm trying to remember you, man. You're not telling me who you are, bro. You know, if you told me who you are, I'd know who you are. Yeah, bro. They don't talk about Lil Mump, man. I really don't have respect for dudes don't talk about Lil Mump, man, because Lil Mump was an individual brother that he had love for all of us. You know, he made sure, brother, we were safe around that joint, man, because he had that much clout over there like that, bro. You know, and if you don't name Lil Mump, and you don't, you know, that's who brought Big U and them around there. Lil Mump brought Big U and Slim them around there on 10th Avenue, bro. A lot of people don't understand that, man. That's up to Kev Mac, bro. What's up, Joe Biden? Yeah, 2nd Avenue. I ran into his brother, man, the other day. I had a talk with his brother, man. You know, you remember his brother? Yeah, I went to Anthony. Cool brother, man. That's a brother, man. I'm just glad I talked to him the other day, man. I ran into him. You know, it's a lot of history around there, man. It's like, man, it's like a lot of history. It's like a lot of history over there, man. It's like a lot of brothers don't know about the history. Yeah, you get my number. Yeah. I just talked to him the other day. You can only get it from him, brother. It's a lot of brothers, man. It's a lot of history over there, man. It's like, and a lot of people, they'll be amazed, man, on how, you know, it's just history now, on top of history with us, like the dudes from the sections, from the gangsters, stuff like that. And you gotta know, you guys gotta understand that we was friends with the gangsters at first, you know, and then that war jumped off. You know, I wasn't there when the war jumped off, but you know, I'm from the 3rd generation. I inherited that war, but, you know, I participated in that. But when I went to the penitentiary, a lot of them dudes, I got close with a lot of them dudes like Mad Bone, Crazy D, Mo. It's a lot of them brothers, man, became my friends up in there. And to this very day, bro, I still talk to them brothers, man. People from Swans, I know a lot of people from Swan, bro. You know. Hey, bro, just get my number from Eric Hatcher, then you call me and tell me who you are, because you've been hiding behind this and want me to guess who you are, bro. I'm not gonna do no guessing games with you, Aki. Yeah, I remember Keita Mac. Come on, brother. Who don't remember Keita Mac? Yeah. Yeah, Big Mumpy, Lil Mump is named after Big Mumpy, bro. That's you can see that. Yeah, Big U have that square look all the time. Remember he had them glasses on. He always had them motherfucking glasses on. Look like a big old square, huh? Yep. But see, man, dudes gotta understand, man. Even with Big U, bro, he was a part of our generation, and you can't take nothing from him. Especially back then. You can't take nothing from none of them brothers, man. Back then, to be honest with you, you can't do that. My Eddie Bauer was black. Yeah, I talked to S Mac. I know S Mac. Big S Mac. I talked to Big S Mac. 88 to 94 years in Folsom. I ain't never been to Folsom. Yeah, man. To be honest with you, man, like I said, I'm gonna get a hold to him probably tomorrow, stuff like that. You guys will hear from him, but he's finna go to court any day now. So like I think in the next couple of months, inshallah, man, he can get up off that joint, man, because he didn't do nothing. He was backdoored. A lot of my ex comrades, bro, got backdoored over there in that section, man. And I'm just not, when I be talking about backdoors, I'm just talking about the injustice, that happened to them. Some of them got unalived, some of them got in jail for something. You got a lot of brothers, man, that went to jail, man, for shit that they didn't do, bro. A lot of them, bro, and they held their water. In the neighborhood, they turned their back on them. So I don't think I know D-Mac, bro. Are there any guys on the other side you feel? Nah, bro. Nah, man. I'm cool with all them dudes. I was even cool with Monster Cody, bro. See, man, I got so many stories, man, about me, Monster, Crazy D, Lil Spike, Slowpoke, all them, bro. I got stories, man. It's like, man, it's just crazy, man. It's like, I don't know, man. Once you get to know them brothers, man, it becomes different. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I told my brother the audio was bad because he was away from his iPad. I told him he had to get close to his iPad. Have you ever met Cowboy from '60s? I met the original Cowboy from '60s. Not this new dude. D-Mac. I'm trying to figure. I don't know what block he stayed on, bro. Yeah, Diamond was a problem, man. Diamond big ass, always light skinned ass was a problem, bro. Come on, man. Now all them gangsters was problem, bro. Let me explain something to you brothers, man. Just because, we was on that side of the section of the '60s and they was on the side of the gangsters, don't mean that them brothers wasn't no problem. Them brothers was problems for us too, bro. You got hitters from every section, bro. I don't know how dudes don't understand that. Dudes back then wasn't busters at all. One thing about being captive, you build bond with brothers from different areas. Yeah. Yeah, you build bonds, brother. I'm telling you, man. I talked to Crazy D, man. That's my boy, man. Crazy D, that's my partner, bro. Oh, I don't know Baby Diamond. I only know Big Diamond, bro. My brother. Yeah, man, them brothers was problems, man. Even you gotta give credit when credit is due, man. If dudes was with the business, they with the business, man. That's how you get respect, man. If you was in that county, when I was in the county jail, when I was in 4800, it was like even though we was enemies, we couldn't touch one another because it was rules up in there. Because them older dudes came down from the penitentiary and set a rule that you was a crip, you couldn't basically touch another crip, regardless of what section you was from. Because damn near everybody up in there had murders on everybody homies up in there. And we was all in one module. Yeah, man, I got a Crazy D, and I'm gonna tell y'all how I met Monster, man. That was Monster and Crazy D, yeah. Yeah, I know Crazy Poke, bro. I talk to Crazy Poke every day, bro. That's my boy. I'm gonna try to bring Crazy D on, man. Next time I talk to him, I'm gonna try to bring him on, bro. Okay, I know who D Mac is now. Hey, brother Cimarron, just call me, bro. What's wrong with you? Want me to guess who you are? Just say who you are. And I don't want to hear about no Rico case and nothing like that. If you wasn't dealing with that side over there or anything like that, you ain't a part of that Rico, man. Miss me with that. You ain't been doing nothing out there, man. Yeah, I know Crazy Poke, man. I talked to Fast, my partner, boy. I'm gonna tell y'all about Crazy Poke, man. You know, we got into it with the white boys. A Crip got killed in Calipatra, man. He was like 2 weeks to the house, and he was from Fresno, and we was on lockdown for the longest. And then they was finna let us up, and then you know the Muslims, we felt some type of way about that because the brother was black. But the Crips, man, they was saying that you know they didn't basically want to ride for the brother, man, demise because he was from Fresno. So what happened was the brother Dees and them they came up with a systematic plan to get at them dudes. So when they let out for the workers, because you know me and the Muslims, we was like critical workers. And you know I'll go to the chow hall and I'm busting down all the iron up in there, and I'm taking it back to the brothers now, you know. And it was like I was in 4 block, me and the brothers now was in 4 blocks, so it was like 4 comrades on the tier, and they was finna let the yard up the next day so everybody can go to the store because everybody needed canteen. So we was like, forget all that. So Crazy Pope from Broadway was in 5 block. Bonnie Hunter Sneed was in 3 block, and then you had a couple more brothers in Muslims in 1 and 2 and 4 block. So we had set it up to the point where if the brothers got off in 4 block first and they heard the alarm, all the rest of the blocks were gonna get off. Hey man, this is why I love Crazy Pope. Crazy Pope was the only keyway brother on that yard that helped avenge that brother death, man. I'm telling you, man, this is some real stuff, man. You had some other brothers that got rolled up before that. I think they would have got down, you know what I'm saying? But they rolled up a lot of keyways before that, the ones they felt that it was a problem. But that right there made history for us up in there because you don't touch nobody, you know, one of ours like that. You know, it was just something, man, that it was like, you know, that brother, he didn't listen, man. We was telling him to stay inside the cell. But you know how these youngsters is like, man, if you got 2 weeks to the house, right? You know it's a race war going on. And we telling you to stay in the cell, we're gonna bring you some food back. You supposed to stay in the cell, man. He came out the cell, man. They lit his ass up, man. With Odie? Nah, bro. I don't know Odie. Odie Shaw? No. Before my time, bro. What's my feelings on Israel stocking Tehran? Bro, you know I'm not with none of that stuff. I'm not with no violence, brother, period, man, unless, you know, it's for a good cause. Yeah, bro, I didn't know Odie. You talking about Odie Shaw, right? I didn't know Odie, man. You have to ask Ace Rat and them about Odie. Odie died in '83, man. You know, I was just coming up off the porch. It's always supposed to be peace, brother. Man, how am I gonna have some pushback against a dude like that? I don't get pushback. See, once again, well, and I don't, I'm not gonna get no pushback from nobody because, well, first of all, I'm not from that section anymore. Second of all, when I was over there, man, I was in the field, and I'm not talking about no just know anybody. I was in the field. So I wasn't scared of nobody, you know. I know my ability, I know their ability and things like that. You know, they already know I had an issue with that brother. Everybody know if you from over there in that section, they know the history between me and PD Wack. They know what's up. They're not gonna get in between that. I wasn't 13, man, in 83, man. I was like 16 and a half, almost 17. Yeah, I was in 4800 with Lil Doc. Hell yeah. I'm gonna tell y'all, it was me, it was Lil Doc from 6ix9ine, Lil Sad from 6ix9ine, and it was me, and it was another brother. We was all in the same cell. We was both young. We was all young. We was 18 years old up in there. We was like a dimmer 12. And it was like we could see downstairs. It was a Hoover guy, man. He was raping some dude downstairs. And, you know, we was young. We was like young. We was little. We was thin. You know, we didn't know nothing about that. So we heard the dude, you know, up in there screaming and hollering. And we looking at each other. And we was like, man, what the hell is that? So we all got to the gate, to the bars, and we looking down there. That man was raping that brother, man. And we came to the conclusion after that happened because, you know, a lot of them brothers up in there was down from the penitentiary. And they was swole, they was big, and they was bigger than us. They outweighed us and all that. So we all came into the conclusion like, okay, we all gonna get knives. We all got knives. And we was like, if any one of them old booty mans come up in here trying to mess with us, we was gonna kill them. Yeah, I know Big Dice, bro. Dark skinned Dice. You trying to squabble me down? Nah, bro, you ain't trying to squabble me down, bro. I don't do no fighting, bro. That's over for me. You ain't trying to squabble me down. You're not gonna push up on me like that, bro. I don't play fair, bro. No disrespect, man. I don't do no squabbling. I'll leave that to you youngsters. I'm not gonna play fair with you, bro. James, whoever you are, or you must be just trolling. Hey, T-Dog, who's original Lil Dice? Let me see that you know that. What about Kel-Mac videos? I watched his video. How was he? Man, Kel-Mac was a homie. You know, Kel-Mac was a good dude, bro. You know, I met Kel-Mac. Kel-Mac was from the hills. I can't say nothing bad about the brother, man. You know, he ain't never did nothing to me. I ain't never seen him do nothing faulty. I do remember Kel-Mac. He always say he don't remember. I remember Kel-Mac came in Cal's backyard and he got on the dice and he hit us. I don't know how much he hit us for, but he hit us for some money and got the fuck up out of there. Got out of there so fast. He got up out of there so fast, man. He's crazy. Nah, bro, I don't think I was in the module with Baby Gangster, man. Nah, I don't think I was in there with Baby Gangster, man. I was in there with Twin them. I don't think I was in there with Twin and Turtle now. I wasn't in there with Baby Gangster. I think Baby Gangster was up in there like in 85 or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I know Ken Bone. Kid and Ken Bone, yes, I know them. Empty love. Rest in peace. May Allah be pleased with them. Yeah, T-Dog, yeah, that's him. Killer Gene, do I know Killer Gene? Come, that's an understatement, man. Who don't know Killer? Hey, man, let me tell y'all about Killer Gene, bro. I think Killer Gene was one of the dangerous dudes that ever walked around. Killer Gene will lay you out to pasture at a drop of a hat, man. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know. I don't know why they don't talk about Killer Gene, bro, you know. I don't know, man. I guess, sometimes, man, a lot of brothers, man, don't get spoke on, man, that was around there, that was joints around there, bro. It's like when you die or you demise or you go to jail, it's like you're an afterthought. That was Baby Eddie. Yeah, that hey, bro, Killer Gene, man. Killer Gene used to come see a lot of dudes don't know, man. Killer Gene come on 10th Avenue, bro. Dudes were petrified of Killer Gene, man. He came over there, man. Yeah, I know Killer Dave, too. I don't know why they don't mention him, bro. I don't know, man. Sometimes, man, that history, man. It's like, man, they don't mention Lil M, man, and I can understand that, man. I don't know. I don't know why dudes didn't do that, bro. I don't know why dudes don't mention the little dude, brother. Yeah, Lil Bro got a raw deal, man. And this is my take on that. It's like, if he had some knowledge about it, if he was in that realm, if he, was participating in that, he had to eat that. But he was nowhere around that. And like I tell a lot of the brothers, man, and I tell him to this very day, man, that he wasn't built for that, man. Because when dudes are built for that, man. Like I said, he got into a situation where he got shot in the ass with Monster, man. He had to go through some shit with that. He had to get DP'd on some shit. And, it all worked out, but he just wasn't built for that, bro. We on top of that freeing him, though, bro. I'm gonna toot my horn and beat my drum until he's free. Tony said there was a 63rd Hoover set that started by Big Rick back in the day. If you watch the I seen that, bro, but I don't know nothing about that. So, one thing about me, bro, you're never gonna get me to speak on something I don't have no knowledge about, bro. So if the history go back farther than me and I don't know nothing about it, bro, I'm gonna tell you I don't know. I'm not gonna sit there and put myself in something that I don't know nothing about. How come I was a no-show at Hood Day? Big Papa Pride. Since you know why I was a no-show, bro? Because I ain't never been to no Hood Day. Ever. And if you can understand why it's that, and if you can't understand why it's that, that's on you, bro. I'm not no active member, brother. Dude, I ain't never been to no Hood Day ever in my life. Man, I touched down, brother, in 2008, October 8th, 2008. When I first touched down, man, it was okay because I had, to be truthful, to be honest with you, I had a lot of brothers from the Carson, California that I grew up with. They looked out for me. I had a job right away. I had a car right away. My family looked out for me. My family had everything for me, when I first touched down right away, bro. And then I ain't never looked back, man. How come your boy 600 didn't go? Hey, bro, 600 ain't bang, man, in 10 years, bro. What is so big about Hood Day? Man, what's crazy with that? What's going on with that? That turn and stop line. Nobody ever said Big Rick started a 64 go. I got him 2009 February. Telling y'all, been home ever since. Stay focused, brother, for sure. Yeah, bro, I live a different world, brother, I live in like here we go with this gay pride stuff right here. They finna get cracking. They did this to me yesterday. Hey, let me turn around. They finna go on a little run. I ain't gonna lie, there be some baddies up in this joint, man. There be a lot of them up here, though. Ah. Nah, bro, they not coming to me, man. They not coming for me, bro. You know, I don't bat on that side of the ball, man. Yeah, I know Papa T. Come on, man. Come on, what, bro? JJ, I don't know who you are, but you asking me the stuff, man. You should know this. If I was around in a certain era, you should know I know all them people. Yeah, y'all got to be careful, man, what y'all hear on this internet, man. A lot of people be lying on this internet, bro. You know, people be sitting there saying certain stuff. They lie a lot, man. You know, they don't try to keep it genuine. Though, bro, that a lot of dudes, man, from certain areas, man, they wouldn't have made it back there with us, bro. It was more treacherous, it's more devious back then, man. Yeah, man, that history is something else, you know. We got good history, we got bad history, we got, you know, it's just a lot of stuff, you know. But as you get older, you'll realize that a lot of that stuff that went on, we was oblivious to. And then once you get older, you be like, man, did we fall for this and we fall for that? And this shit, you know, even the stuff that goes on to this day was going on when we was little, but we just didn't see it. We didn't know, like the informants, the plants, the back doors. It was just, you know, it was all there. That shit was there. We just didn't see it. We were just too naive because we had so much love for that section. And then when I became a part of that section, it was like more so like a family type thing. It was like if one of us got on, we all was putting each other on. And one of them got out of jail, we was putting him down. It was just different back then. You know, it was just like if you touched one of ours, we was gonna shed curfew everything in the city. It was like that. But now it's not like that anymore. And then once you start to see that you joined something that was caused more harm than good, it should bother you a little bit because you become a predator and a prey of your community, and you realize that you're a predator and prey of your community, and you be trying to help change the narrative, and you don't want them youngsters to go through the same shit that you want to go through. Just like I'm gonna give you an example. When we was young, them old dudes, man, they used to glorify the penitentiary, bro. They never told us the penitentiary was gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if they would have told us the penitentiary was going to be a certain way, I don't think a lot of us would have went there, bro. We would have took a different route. You know, they didn't tell us to stay in school. They didn't tell us to go, you know, you can be a part of a section of, okay, you be a part of a section. You go be this, congressman, you go be this lawyer, you go be this nurse, you go do this mechanic, oh, you go do this and you go do that, you go do this contract, you go be this officer. If they had any type of knowledge or understanding of the concept of a group, of an organization, man, we would have been all in positions to the point where we would have been on top. I'm talking about all the sections. We'd have been on top and we wouldn't have to worry about nothing because everything would be a phone call away. Yeah, yeah, they gave us tough love. You're right about that. They gave us tough love, a sack of rocks and a gun. You're right about that, bro. That was it, bro. They didn't teach us about the ins and outs, man, of everything. They didn't teach us, brother, that we can elevate, man. We can still be a part of that section that they didn't teach us, to change the narrative. And this is what need to happen, man. See, guys be thinking that if you don't want to do something, you get peer pressure to doing it, okay? And when you get peer pressure to doing something, you might make a mistake, man. I got a brother, man. He's from the section. He's in jail right now, man. That he was younger than I was, man. He got some work from one of the brothers over there, and the work was no good. So they politicked on him. He's from Bryanhurst. They politicked on him and made him go rob something, right? And when they sent him in there, but he didn't have the experience to go rob that. Instead of one of them dudes going in there and showing him how to rob something or how to do something, they sent him in there by himself. So he went in there by himself, bro. He tried to rob the man did something. So he got off on the man and killed the man. And now the man in jail for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? Because this dude owed you some money. But we didn't get done like that. If we messed off a sack or something like that, they'll make us work that sack off. So it's like, man, how do you do your own rag like that? How you don't sit there and safeguard the younger generation not to do something stupid just because you and your feelings over a few dollars? Yeah, that was C-Rag, bro. You're right. They fucked up. See, and that bothers me to this day, bro, because they was supposed to look out for him, bro. They wasn't supposed to throw no meeting on that brother, man, like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they was supposed to, because I'm going to tell you like this, bro. The dudes that we used to work for when we was younger, like the older brothers over there, bro, if we messed off a sack, they'll bring us another sack over there and tell us that we going to work double time or triple time to give them their money back. And they still going to give us more than we need to get and make more money. That should have been done to that brother, man. That brother up in there suffering, them dudes don't send him no money, dudes don't do nothing for the brother, man. That's what I'm saying, man. A lot of brothers, man, that put their heart and soul into that section and become an afterthought, man. When they go to jail, even with Big U, bro, it's like to the point now, he's going to be an afterthought in a minute. Watch. Yeah, I knew Nip. I don't know saying, man, nothing like that. I talked to Nip a few times. He didn't know who I was. One day I went up in his shop and I was going to Kansas City and I was buying some hoodies for these little kids up in Kansas City. And they was all up in there. And I was just they didn't know who I was. And I was just minding my business. And then one of the brothers from my generation walked up in there and he seen me and he was looking at them and he was looking at me. And they was like, he told them, he said, man, y'all don't know who that is over there? They were like, nah. And then he told them who I was, and Nip came over there and talked to me, and I talked to him for a long time. And Nip was asking me like certain things what happened between me and Big U. That's the only thing he wanted to know. And I gave it to him raw and uncut, and I was like, look here, bro, this what happened, this X, Y, and Z, just what went on. This is why me and him fell out. Negro used to be my homie. He did some fuck shit. And that's just what that was. No, I'm not valid. Okay, that's good. I'm not valid. I don't need no respect over there, bro. I don't need to be valid over there, bro. I don't care about that stuff. See, what's your name? You from Cincinnati or something like that, bro? Let me tell you something, brother. I don't care about that stuff, bro. I don't need to be valid. I don't need to be valid nowhere. I be valid in my own space. See, I'm not tied to that. That don't bother me. So if you think you pushing buttons or you think you give a shit about that, I don't care about that. You are out of towner.
He lost it. No fucking way. Where'd it go, Smokey?
Big Bop. No, I don't remember him.
He found it. He found it, Grandma.
I can't throw that hard. Alex throws it.
Yeah, that was unfortunate what happened to Nip, man. The only thing that really bothered me what happened to Nip, man, wasn't nobody there, wasn't no pistols, man. And I don't see how that didn't happen because you know, back when I was growing up, everybody would have had a strap, you know, and that dude would have never made it about the parking lot. He would have got off one time and he would have got ate up. That's the only thing I can't even come to grips with that. You know, like I said, things change, things are different, and that's just what that is, man. All right, man, I'm gonna get up out of here. I gotta get back to my truck, man. Big pop, big bopper. No, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know what generation he in. No, I didn't know Big Bop from the Stones. I didn't know him. What's up, D-He? How you doing, brother? Assalamu alaikum. Was Wax so uncomfortable with your name ringing while he wasn't in yet? Why? Hey, Eddie boy, where you get your from? Where I get what? Where I get my where I get one from, Calvin? Where did I get what from? Oh, my name, T-Bone. T-Bone gave me my name, bro, on 10th Avenue. Cause they were just calling me Eddie, and he was like, what? T-Bone gave me my name, bro. You should know that. You should know that better than everybody else, man. I'm black as hell. Hey, I think you blacker than me though, bro. Oh man. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell you, man. Hey man, you know the brothers in our section, man. You know, salute to them brothers, man. Salute to them brothers, man. And I think a lot of people, man, you know, even though I'm not from over there no more, man, but it was a group of us, brother. It was like we back in our age, brother. We was all on some BS, bro. We was all with the business, bro. And you got to give kudos when the kudos need to be done, man. We was all with the business. That section, man, got his name and reputation by all of us being stupid. You know, with the business. We wasn't scared of nothing. We was with the business. We'll go somewhere. We'll fight everybody down, bro. We were just with the business. You know, and that don't get talked about a lot. You know, it's not just one person that's over there just with just that individual. Nah, bro. It don't work like that, man. I can tell you, brother, stories, man, about a lot of them individuals over there, brothers, with the straight business, man. You know. My crew, man, at what time? When I first started, or when I got out of jail, or, you know, because I went to the pen and I got out and I had a different crew. So it's different crews, you know, once you get older. So let me tell y'all something. It was like a time where we was on some gang banging stuff. Like, I'm gonna say for me, it was like from 83, 84, 85, right? Then I go to the pen. I came home a year and a half after that. And then after that, I was on some money stuff, on some player type stuff. But still with the fuckery, still with the business. But my attire changed, my wardrobe changed, my outlook changed. I wasn't in the field as that much, but when you young and you all coming off the porch, you in the field, you a frontliner. You in the field, you doing all that stuff, crazy stuff. Yeah, I remember Acorn. Come on, bro. And once you start getting a taste of that money, your whole perception of gang cultures start to change. You still be from the section, but you ain't out there doing a whole bunch of stupid shit. You know, so that's how it was for a lot of us, bro. But I believe that a lot of us over there, brother, we was players though, for sure. Ain't that right, Black Cat? Yeah, we don't name names, we don't do none of that. But anyway, it's like we was the ones, man. You know, and history speaks for itself. And I don't take nothing from the gangsters. I don't take nothing from nobody, bro. Them dudes, like I said, them dudes had hitters. The Hoovers had hitters. The Coasters had hitters. Dude, you had hitters everywhere. But it's that era. It was just an era at that time where I think and believe that a lot of individuals wouldn't survive, bro. For sure. Nah, I don't talk to Bone from Antis. I want to talk to Bone from Antis because I want to know who Nutty told on over there, because that dude Nutty, he came from Antis first, because I went to school with this dude in Carson, California, and I want to know which dude he told on over there on that murder. All right, people, I got to get up out of here. I got to get back to my truck. Y'all have a good one. Assalamu alaikum.